What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Patrick here, and moving on to the next section, we're now going to talk about accounting fundamentals. And this section is probably going to be broken down into multiple videos. I'm going to spend a lot of time here, and this section is probably the most important from all of my videos in this accounting course. If you're only going to watch one set of videos from this course, one set of my videos, I would probably tell you to just watch this section. And I'm gonna break down accounting into real raw basics, real raw fundamentals, and then I'll expand on those fundamentals, on those basics as the section goes on. And you're not going to see accounting broken down like this in most textbooks and most courses. Most profs and teachers aren't going to go through this process. But in my opinion, it's super important, and it will take you a little longer initially. It might be a little bit dry initially for you to get through these fundamentals. But what's going to happen is in the long run, you're going to save a lot more time. Everything's going to be a lot more clear to you. You're going to read your textbook, and instead of having to read a page multiple times to understand it, you're going to be able to read it once. And you're going to understand how you're not just going to read a page and then get confused with how this page relates to another page. You're going to just know how everything kind of flows together and how everything connects. So it's going to take you a little longer initially, but in the long run, it's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to make your studying more enjoyable and less hectic. So to do a quick little review here of what we've covered, I brought back this flow chart from the overview videos at the beginning of the course. And in the last couple of sections, what we've really focused on is this financial information here. So we talked about the type of qualities we want this financial information to have in order for it to be the most useful for external users. So we went over 6 qualitative characteristics. We also went over assumptions on how this entity should be operating in its environment in order for that financial information to have as many of those qualities that we want. And then we also talked about how financial information for financial accounting is presented as financial statements. And more specifically, there are 4 statements. So the balance sheet, the income statement, statement of retained earnings, and then the cash flow statement. And so what I'm going to do now in these next couple of videos is I'm going to present a scenario where you're going to be starting a business, a really simple business, and I'm going to list off transactions that you're going to be going through, very intuitive transactions if you were to start this business. So I'm going to be giving financial data, so that's going to be the transactions of you starting this business. And then we're going to go over how you take those transactions, how you take that financial data, how we organize it. And then from organizing it, how these 4 statements come about naturally. So I'm not just going to present the financial statements. Usually that's how courses teach this stuff. They just present these 4 statements. I'm going to show you how they intuitively come about, how they naturally come about, how it makes sense why these 4 statements are created. Okay, so it's going to take, again, a little longer initially, especially if you've taken accounting before and you already know how these 4 statements work. Even then still, I recommend watching these videos, because even if you've learned accounting before, there may be some holes in your fundamentals that you're not aware of, and those will be filled in from these videos. And if your fundamentals are sound, then repetition never hurts. Right? So that's what we're going to be doing. You're going to be starting a business. I'm going to list the transactions, and then I'm going to show you how to organize them, and then how these statements are created.